Hi everyone, welcome to Marika Creations. Today I will share with you a couple of high-end dupes. I've been online, found some pieces that I love, and I will recreate them at a fraction of the cost. So stay tuned for this. For my first dupe, I saw this little wooden bird online and they want 87 euros for it, same in US dollars approximately. So I decided to use some scrap pieces of wood and I just draw the silhouette of a bird, a crane, a heron, much like the one in the inspiration piece. But I decided to make two of them because I want them as a pair. So I will show you. Here they are, a little bit different in size, a male and a female maybe. So I have sanded off this one and I'm going to do the same with the other one. Just soften the edges and around the neck I will sand it down really well so it's more of a narrow neck, and the same with the beak area, a little bit more narrow there as well, but I will keep it simple. I noticed that the original, they have drilled a hole for the eye. I'm not going to do that. This video is part of the Look for Less challenge hosted by Sulia G and CJ DIY, and they have a special guest host, and that is Miguelitos DIY. I will leave links down in my description box to their channel so you can go and check them out later. And I will also have a link to the playlist of this challenge in my description box for more dupe ideas. Now I'm working on the base for my birds to stand on. Just a piece of scrap wood that I found in the garage. Just sanding it off properly, and then I'm going to take my natural oak stain and freshen it up a bit. Just one coat and set it aside to dry for a bit. Now I'm taking this metal wire, quite a sturdy one but still bendable, and I'm cutting 4 pieces to size. That will be the legs of my birds. I have a really big bolt cutter here to do the job for me. It's much easier. Like that, and then I see where I want my legs to sit, and I take a very thin drill bit, just big enough for the legs like that, and I do the same on the other bird. The bigger bird, I wanted the leg to be slightly bent, as you can see here. I've taken them to my spray station and spray painted the legs in a matte black. Then I decided to paint the whole birds like that. I didn't like the outcome really, so once they have dried I went over them with my black satin color to have a little bit of a glossy feel to them. Just the one coat, because the spray paint did the base coat for me. Set them aside to dry, and then it's time to drill some tiny holes in the base piece. And here it dawned on me, it's too small. My birds had a tendency to fall over. So I went and took a slightly bigger scrap piece of wood instead. Same fashion there, sanded it off and took a stain on it, and then I fitted my birds the same way, and they are done really. Now let's see how they turned out. And here they are, looking pretty, looking like a couple of lovebirds. And as you can see, I did the opposite of the original. I painted the birds black and have the base in the wood color. You can see the base is slightly bigger here. Tell me what you think. And this is how I did. 87 for the one online, and my two birds only $2. Now for my second DIY, I saw this beautiful stone mirror online and they want 270 euros for it, same in US dollars. I got this mirror from our neighbor. They wanted to throw it away, and you can see why. So I decided to use the mirror for this project here. So I'm just removing the mirror, and then I take off all those broken pieces, and I will use the frame for another project. Be on the lookout for that video coming up soon. So next thing I'm going to do is I take that frame and I use that as a template for my stone imitation, because I will use this wood piece here. I have bought it for 15-16 euros, same in US dollars, and I will only use a quarter of it, so let's say $5 worth, and the mirror was for free. I have traced the mirror in the center, and now I am taking approximately 1 centimeter inside that I will cut open. Don't want it the same size as the mirror, so it will fall right through. So a slightly smaller opening. Then I take my jigsaw and cut out the round bigger shape first. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and over here I do lots of DIYs. I do thrift flips, trash to treasures, high-end dupes, renovation of my home. I even do some pottery and some painting. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and join my YouTube family. Now for the inner circle, I just drill a hole right where I need to cut it, and just big enough to fit the blade of my jigsaw, and then I just cut it out like that, and here we are. I have the base, and the original has like a cut out piece on one side that is black with a square in the center, so I try to mimic that as best as I can, just measuring a little bit here to create my square. And around that square it's going to be sunken down a bit, so I take this wood cutter and just do smaller cuts, as you can see, and then I will try to shave off what I don't need. You can see what I'm doing here, just cutting smaller cuts and then shaving it off like that. And I do that all the way around the square in the center. And this sort of stone mirror that I'm going to create will be more a rustic one, more carved or chiseled as you do with stone, rather than a super polished one. Now it's time for sanding my piece, and I'm making a mark in the center of the thickness of my wood piece, like this, all the way around, because what I will do is to sand it so it will create sort of a slope towards that line, so I know where to stop sanding, so it will be somewhat even all the way around. So I'm creating that slope here with my electric sander, choosing just a rough grid sandpaper to start with to get plenty of wood off, and then I will go in with a fine grid one to make it nice and smooth. So I'm just sanding away until I'm happy with the result. And I am sanding off what I have carved out there with my electric cutter, and I've used a rasp as well, and now I'm here with the sandpaper to do the finishing touches. Looking good, I think. And then I took a look at the original, and I noticed, as you can see in the corner, that it has a bit of a cutout. I can't cut out that much because it will look a bit peculiar with that square very off center. So, but I will take out a little bit of it. So I do that with my jigsaw. I just marked where to cut, like that, and then I take my sandpaper just to smooth everything out, and it will look a little bit more like the original. Now I'm taking my black satin color and do a base coat on that carved out part, on the sides as well. Now it's time to make my piece look like stone, and I'm taking a base coat that I like and that will fit into my decor, sort of a grayish color, and I just do a base coat like that, just one coat, cover the whole piece except for the black part, of course. And then I will go in with some white and some brown, just dabbing it around a little bit while the base coat is still a little bit wet, to get the more cloudy effect. My mirror will be more towards a marble effect more than the stone granite. I think it was the original. You can see it right in the corner here, so you can compare. So I will make veins with just the side of a feather, so I get a light touch, and then I go in and just smooth them out a little bit, and then I go in and dry brush with the base color, so I will just soften them a little bit and go in with more veins on top of it to give it more depth. And then I will go in with some black, some brown, some white, just dabbing away with a sponge to create more dimension to my piece. I also used some gold acrylic. Now it's time for that black square, and I try to mimic the original. You can see that in the corner. So I'm just dotting with that base coat, and then I go in with here some white, and I will go in with black and brown a little bit just to create some dimensions there as well. Last thing I will do is to go in with my satin finished varnish and give it one coat to protect the colors and also to give it a little bit of a sheen, so it will look more like stone. And then I attach the mirror with a strong glue. Et voila, here it is hanging on my stone wall, looking very, very pretty, I think. So tell me, what do you think of my creations today? Did you have a favorite dupe? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. My aim is to upload 1 or 2 videos per week. And I made a huge saving on this one, $270 for the one online and only $5 for mine. So now it's time to head on over to my description box and hit the link to the playlist of this challenge for more high-end dupes. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.